Okay. Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite TV shows, and today I'm gonna be doing a TV show review on The Flash, Season 5. You know, The Flash Season 5 finale just aired yesterday, so this is like the closest I've ever come to release a review of anything immediately, other than the small, quick reviews, you know, though. But still, The Flash Season 5. I think Season 1 is great, Season 2 is good, Season 3 is okay, Season 4 is meh, and I don't know about Season 5. The last season ended off in the most stupid and disappointing way ever, and I really hoped that Season 5 would be better, and in some ways it is, but also in some ways it's kind of worse. So I really don't know if I like Season 4 more, or if I like Season 5 more. I was actually kind of underwhelmed when they introduced Nora, aka Barry and Iris's daughter, into the show, and once again, a series of flat, unfunny jokes that turn out to be cringy. But I have to say the second half is not that bad. We are revealed that the reason why Nora was here was because she wanted to see her dad, because Barry would be disappearing for 25 years and counting sometime after Nora was born. I'm reading my script. And that's actually kind of sad and ominous, and it sets up for such a surprisingly dark tone because it's so far into the future, but the villain is still pretty weak. The main villain, for some reason, also looked pretty dumb, so I didn't really know what to expect after watching episode 1. And then it's episode 2, Blocked. It's titled Blocked because the villain is Block, and she basically compresses people into a block, which is actually kind of gross when you think about it. And while I like the fact that Cisco is struggling to get over his breakup, the whole Nora messing up storyline is just a bit too trite and cliche in my opinion, and it's not all that intriguing. And on episode 3, the death of Vibe, the cringe goes further. First of all, the episode title. It's such a clickbait title. It's so absolute. It's either the title is a scam and Vibe actually didn't die, or Vibe actually dies, and in this case, the title spoiled it all for us. So this is a trash, garbage episode title. And what's even worse is that Tom Cavanaugh basically plays a parody, a spoof version of Sherlock Holmes here, and it's French. So the character is literally called Sherlock with a Q-U-E. I bet this character had never appeared in the comics, cause come on, really? And once again, the main villain, Cicada, is kinda weak. At least the Thinker was threatening and was unpredictable, but no, we were shown his identity right off the bat in the first episode, so it sucks. Episode 4 is, Newsflash. Another dumbass episode poking fun at the whole fake news thing, because this reporter somehow got a piece of tech where she could hypnotize people and create news out of it, and it's pretty absurd, and pretty whack, and pretty stupid. The intro to the episode is super cringy as well, with the villain going, "Oh, what the..." I mean, I kind of like the last act of the episode. It's certainly a little bit more intense, but still, it's so dumb in the full picture. Same goes for episode 5, All Doled Up. Their episode titles just get worse and worse and worse. And the villain looks truly horrifying, but what he does is just underwhelming because it's basically a big Pennywise and Linda Blair ripoff, and a very stupid one as well. The ending is just too over the top. This twisty ragdoll killer pushed Barry off of the roof, and Iris jumped off of the frickin' roof to crack open his powers dampener and then get saved by Barry. Note that the building is just 4 to 5 stories high, so it wouldn't take that long to hit the ground. What? Is Iris insane? And that's not admirable at all. That's just plain stupid. And yet Nora pops up out of nowhere saying, "Oh my gosh, did you just jump off a roof to save Dad? That's so cool, my mom is so awesome!" So Nora basically does a 180 and went from hating Iris's guts to loving her so much. Nora literally has a brain size of a goldfish. Episode 6 is Icicles Cometh or something, but yeah. The way Caitlyn's dad pops up out of nowhere without any build-up or any emotional reaction is just too unreal. It's too fake. But I somewhat still appreciate the small twist towards the end, but still, it's a stupid episode. Nora seems like she has a brain size of a goldfish. Again. And episode 7 is the Thanksgiving episode. Oh yeah, come all thankful or something. All yeah thankful, all yeah faithful. I don't know. The episode title is shit, and they're bringing back another weather-related villain because it did so well in season 1. Yeah, the episode is totally forgettable, and it totally sucks. However, I have to comment that episode 8 is the first episode in the season so far that got me impressed. It's titled, What's Past is Prologue. Because it's the 100th episode, the writers have to come up with a nifty idea to do a bit of a memory lane walk by sending Barry Allen and his daughter back to seasons 3, 2, and 1, but very briefly. The writers tried to make them mess up a bit, but it didn't really matter, even though, to be realistic, messing up a bit in the past actually result in a huge change in the future. And the last act of the episode is quite tense, actually, in the Flash's standards, anyway, and it's not a bad episode. And then we have Elseworlds, the big 3-parted crossover. I made another video for the review, so go check that out. And all I can say about the crossover is that it's just okay. It's definitely not as bad as the previous crossover, but even though there are still a couple of cheesy moments, I still think it has a pretty nice concept overall. Anyway, right back we have episode 10, The Flash, and then right back we have episode 10, The Flash and the Furious, which is again about the Asian daughter of Weather Wizard, and it's so freaking redundant. So she was about to become a good person, but Nora was like, bad people don't change. So Nora had her arrested. The Asian Weather Wizard got pissed off and worked with another woman to break into a facility just to steal a damn freaking car. And then failed anyway at the end. Yeah. Episode 11 is Seeing Red, and they tried to fight Cicada again. Cicada stabbed Nora, and they all left ASAP. I think the episode is not bad, though, because Team Flash figured out all the people Cicada wanted to kill, put them all in a protective custody, and tried to smuggle them all away. And at the end, Cicada was yay close to destroying all those people, but Killer Frost and the 2 Flashes came to the rescue, and at the end, it's a close call, even though there are still some stupid-ass decisions. Episode 12 is perhaps one of the brighter moments of the season, in my opinion. It's titled Memorabilia, where they decided to stop Cicada by saving his niece Grace. And to do that, French Sherlock got a machine that could put people into some other people's memories. The science and the story on this episode is kind of far-fetched, a little forced, but the plot is still not that bad. So Nora went into Grace's memory, and Nora was stuck because Grace was pissed off, apparently. Now Barry and Iris had to go in and save Nora, but they went into Nora's memories instead. It's kind of interesting to see Nora trying to persuade Grace while getting chased by an imaginary cicada, while Barry and Iris visits the future in Nora's memory while getting chased by an imaginary Reverse Flash costume. Yes, it's kind of weird and kind of complicated, but you get me. Then it's episode 13, Goldfaced or something, and damn, this episode is yet another cringy Flash episode, except it's way dumber. It's so dumb, I'm actually impressed. So, if you don't know this, Nora had been working with someone else the whole time, and French Sherlock was gonna find out. So that someone told Nora to use love to distract him. So So she set up this huge dominoes effect shit that somehow got Sherlock catching a woman out of the blue, and it's weird as shit. And when Nora was trying to distract Sherlock from finding out something secrets about her, she in turn actually helped Sherlock dating. And at one point, all 5 of Sherlock's ex-wives showed up, and it's all the same woman. And gosh, this scene is pure cringe. Pure cringe. And then Iris sneaked into Cicada's house for no good reason. She was hiding for a while, but then later Cicada caught her at the door, so she had to pretend to be some sort of reporter. Just a lot of stupid decisions made by characters. And Barry and Ralph wanted to buy a piece of tech from some gangster villain, so they went into a literal underground black market. It is a literal frickin' market that's actually underground, and everyone wore black clothes in there. So, therefore, it's an underground black market. Because, it's literally an underground black market. Yeah, it's dumb. And Barry had to put up with this act and pretend he's also a bad guy. And once again, Cisco had gone completely AWOL. He's just gone. He didn't exist in this episode. They didn't even mention him. What? Like he was sick in like the period of time they shot this episode? Like what happened? Episode 14 is titled Cause and XS. Which is like a pun from cause and effects, where Barry had to go to the Speed Force in order to activate the meta-human cure, so the Central City is left with his daughter, Nora, alone. And then Cicada showed up at Iris's office, kidnapped her, XS, aka Nora, and Ralph came to the rescue. Ralph died, or maybe someone else, I forgot. So what Nora did was to reverse time and start over again. This time, she tried to keep Iris away from her office. Psych, Sherlock got killed. So she kept Sherlock away from wherever he was at before, and then psych, Cecile got killed. And this happened for 52 times. And that kind of sucks, considering that Nora just made 51 new timelines, and in all 52 of the timelines, for 51 of them, someone in Team Flash are also left dead. Just because Nora created a new timeline doesn't mean the old timeline got erased. So it's basically the Flash version of Groundhog Day, and to be honest, even though the writing is lazy, I still think it's not that bad of an episode. I just don't understand the ending. How everyone is suddenly so smart to calculate every move Cicada makes, and then calculate every single step that everyone has to make in order to counteract every single movement of Cicada up to cube inches, up to cube nanometers and nanoseconds. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. That's precision too good to be true, Then after a while, after some time of hiatus, it returned with episode 15, King Shark versus Gorilla Grodd, where they have to test the metahuman cure. Barry forcefully tested it on King Shark, and I deadass thought it's gonna turn into a skinny white dude. Turned out to be a buff white dude, but whatever. And of course, Grodd breaks out once again for like the 5th time, and then King Shark fought with Grodd, and the entire fight sequence between them is basically a big blob of CGI. Nothing was real. Nothing was real. Over to episode 16, Failure is an Orphan, or however it's titled. And to be honest, it's one of the better Flash episodes I've seen in the season. The team wanted to end their fight with Cicada, and in order to do so, they wanted to cure Cicada. I kind of like that idea, though. It's a very positive way to end something terrible. So the doctor who worked for Cicada revealed that his niece was also a meta, and Barry used that information to convince Cicada to take the cure. Cicada did take it, and then weird shit happened. A second Cicada showed up, and apparently it's his niece, but way older. First of all, I do like the twist. In fact, I kind of saw it coming, since she acted so hostile a few episodes back. But still, I wish the writers would put this twist a little earlier. And also, why is she still heavy breathing? She didn't get stabbed in the chest by the fragment, but instead in the forehead. But still, I think the episode is okay and enjoyable. Episode 17 is titled Time Bomb, and it's supposedly a climactic episode for the season, with the introduction of Cicada 2.0. We do have a couple of interesting moments as Cicada 2.0 was hunting for a target and Team Flash tried to protect that target. There's a major death scene in the second last scene, and it's actually pretty predictable, not gonna lie. And then at the end we have a sort of a revelation moment where Nora reveals something that really hurt Barry, so Barry was real pissed off about it. Overall, it's a decent episode, not amazing though. Then we have episode 18, Godspeed, and it's basically a Nora backstory episode. It's plain and simple, it's not too ambitious, so it's actually not that bad. Again, nothing all that amazing. The villain of the episode isn't even interesting at all. And even though the character of Nora sucks, her backstory is here, and it's okay, it's alright. And on episode 19, Snowpack, Caitlyn's dad's icy alter ego returned, and he tried to change Caitlyn and her mom into ice killers permanently. But of course, he failed at the end and turned back to Caitlyn's dad. Cicada 2.0 pops up out of nowhere, and someone important died. The death scene could have been way more dramatic if it weren't for the fact that it's so abrupt and sudden. But still, I think the episode is okay. I kind of like the idea that the team was basically separated into 3 parts in this episode. And Iris and Ralph also went into the future and checked out Thawne, so that's actually pretty cool. And then on episode 20, Gone Rogue, Nora was pissed off at her dad, so she has gone rogue. And to be honest, the plot could have been way better if it weren't for how ridiculous and cringy the episode is. First of all, Bess from The Walking Dead is here. What the hell is she doing here? What the hell is Beth doing here? And apparently she was in the show before. I completely forgot about her. Maybe her character is just that forgettable. And of course, the Asian weather wizard's daughter is here, and then contortionist Pennywise ripoff Ragdoll is here, and they're trying to break into another secret facility to get another secret weapon again. And in that final fight, Iris literally one-punched Ragdoll and knocked him out. Come on, really? And what's also boggling me is that after what happened last episode, Caitlyn seemed totally cool. So yeah, Nora failed in the most cowardly and dumb way possible, and she was already cringy to begin with. And now that in this episode she was all rogue and she's wearing black lipsticks and shit, it's just terrible writing. On the next episode, it's episode 21, The Girl with the Red Lightning. I think it's decent. It offers a pretty tense final fight between Cicada 2 and the team, and it somehow makes a connection between all this stuff and Reverse Flash. But still, I was kind of confused to how did Orland Dwyer, aka Cicada number 1, show up out of nowhere? Like, wasn't he, gone already? And then he just popped up out of nowhere and did nothing? Yeah, still, I'm expecting way more from the penultimate episode from the season. So yeah, the episode is not that bad, neither is it all that good. And then we hit the season finale, Legacy, and you know what? It's actually pretty great. Way better than the last season's finale, and maybe just as good as season 3's finale. Maybe slightly better. Even though it doesn't have a gigantic epic ending and the aftermath was pretty long-winded, I was legitimately satisfied with the episode. There's a really well-executed and intense scene in the first act, which is followed up by a sad one in the second act. Tragic, but heroic. I'm actually giving a spoiler alert. Whoop. The beginning was kind of rushed, actually. Ralph jumped in front of the dagger before Barry could use the mirror gun to shoot it out of existence. Ralph got messed up. He's all ugly and stuff, and then boom, a couple scenes later, he's fine. Anyway, they found Cicada 2.0's wooden cabin and tried to trap Cicada 2 by teleporting her away, then make Nora convince young Gracie to take the cure so that in the future she wouldn't have had these powers. It, didn't work. Cicada 2 stormed back from Star Labs, back to her house, and then Barry shot the dagger with the mirror gun and, it's gone now, so Cicada 2.0 didn't feel so good and was erased out of existence. But this also means that the dagger, which was preventing Eobard from breaking free, was broken. So Eobard had his powers again, clean, shaven, well-groomed hair, ready to destroy the world again. Luckily, Team Flash arrived and beat him up. Suddenly, Nora started to fade out of existence for some reason, and Eobard told Barry to let Nora get into the negative speed force, so she could avoid timeline changes. But still, Nora couldn't do it, and she disintegrated as well. Maybe it's because when the dagger was destroyed, stuff's happened, and Barry and Iris never even got to create a daughter, which leads to the ending scene where the Flash becomes vanished in the year 2019 instead of further into the future. But also, Cisco taking the cure is a good scene. It's unexpected, and it's actually kind of painful to watch. Even though I know it's the fact that the studios couldn't afford the CGI around Vibes' powers. And at the end, Nora's gone, and so was French Sherlock Holmes, and I'm actually kind of happy about that because these two characters are not good. And other than that, it's still a pretty great episode. Yeah, I think overall the Flash Season 5 and the Flash Season 4, they are probably equally as good. Maybe the Flash Season 5 is a little bit worse because the overall villain just really sucks. I think Cicada 1.0 is just absolute garbage. He just talks in the most cliche villain way possible. All meta humans must be destroyed. And he talks in slow motion for some reason. And damn, the introduction of the characters Nora and Sherlock totally sucks. Nora is annoying, and she has the brain size of a goldfish. She has no logic, and even though she's like 20-something years old in the series, she acts like she's 10 years old. And then we have Tom Cavanagh playing a French spoof version of Sherlock Holmes. Really? Come on. Really? However, I do have to admit there are way more highlights in this season than in the previous season, even though there are also a lot of cringy-ass moments in this season than in the previous season. Man, the first half of the season is just packed with cringy episodes. I'm just impressed at how dumb and cringy it could get. And, yeah. I think these are my thoughts on The Flash Season 5. I don't think I'll watch Season 6. Maybe I will if I have the time, but probably not. Probably not, So, yes, my favorite episode is, I think the finale. Or maybe What's Past is Prologue. That's also a really great episode. The finale. And my least favorite, it's kind of tied between Goldfaced and the Flash and the Furious. But yeah, Goldfaced, in my opinion, is epic trash. Even though there are trashier episodes in season 4, like Duet. That episode totally sucks ass. I'm saying The Flash Season 5 is kind of meh. And I'm giving it a 4 to a 5 out of 10. So, have you watched The Flash Season 5 from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like if you like it, hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.